All righty, here we are. Brodyn, made
How's
it
it going?
time. It's good.
Good.
We excited?
Oh, everyone better be excited. It's only a
How
few
many
days
more
away.
sleeps?
Don't ask me. I'm tired from work. I think it's like 5.
Yeah, it's that time. We're back to the SummerSlam starting already Monday.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm wondering if any of our anglers took Monday off to get a head start.
Oh, I know someone has. I have heard from someone else that they have decided to go into BC straight up. So people are already getting planned.
Wow. Well, I see we already have some people on saying hi. Welcome, everybody. So, this is the 2023 Western Canada Kayak Fishing Trail Summer Slam kickoff. So, we will be chatting about the Summer Slam. Few of the other things we'll go over as well, just so people are up to date on everything as far as the code of conduct, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Brodyn has got some
Sorry.
amazing challenges this year.
Sorry, I've got a distraction here.
Oh,
Yeah, so we got obviously some challenges coming up. We did a little bit of rearranging of certain ones to obviously include obviously a little bit more of the competition. So obviously we're still running the same sort of dealio with best fish. So for the first month we are running the brown tiger, rainbow, and brook trout. Your best 2 trout of the year of that phase, best 2 goes towards your total inches. And then
now does that have to be? Can it be the same species or different species?
different species? Has to, like, you can't just be fishing one species. Got to make them work a little bit. And then also
Excellent.
with that mystery prize that's included in that, all you have to do is catch 2 different species of trout and enter them in. And for the first month, I can tell you now, because I literally just picked up the prize, you'll go home with a $50 fishing hole voucher and a 13 hat and a Rapala shirt. So that's for the mystery. So if you look at that potentially, if you've already entered in the SummerSlam, that pays for your entry fee right there. And all you have to do is enter 2 fish.
Two different species of fish.
Two different
Trout.
2 different trout. Yes, for sure. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's going to be great, and yeah. So Brodyn decided to expand it out for everybody to let people in different provinces have a better chance for those that might not have access to the tigers or whatever. So yeah, now with rainbow, tiger, brown, and brook, you can run the gambit.
Yep.
Just no Lakers. We're saving those for Cold Lake, guys.
Yeah.
You want to fish those, you got to come fish Cold Lake or the SummerSlam.
I'd like to say like no char, but then again, a brook trout's a char, so
yeah.
But it's obviously there is a considerable size difference between them and the rest of the species.
Yeah, there is. For anybody that's been paying attention, any of the stocked lakes around Alberta are getting stocked. Started last week. So like Len Thompson Fish Pond. I was just at our fishing game meeting last night and got stocked with, let me pull up the numbers. There's more still to come, but on the 4th, they put 575 rainbows and 650 tigers into the Len Thompson Pond.
Ooh.
And on the 10th, we've got another 1,600 rainbows coming in. And on the June the 3rd, which is the kids' fishing day, they're putting another 500 rainbows in with some broods in there. So even stocked trout ponds are getting brood trouts.
Yeah.
They're getting some big broods I've heard of as well in central Alberta, up to upwards of 15 pounds being stocked in stocked trout ponds. So
yeah. And with only a few weeks away from the Trout on the Fly Derby, it's a very good lake to practice a little bit of fly fishing for a lot of the locals.
Yeah, and find a local trout pond and practice your fly fishing.
For sure. That's not very far away at all.
All righty. Well, shall we talk rules?
Let's talk rules.
All right. So, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to hide our video here and we're going to show this one. So if you guys navigate to wckft.wordpress.com, you'll come to our site here. On our site down at the bottom, there's the QR codes for our Facebook, our Instagram, and our YouTube. But if you click up at the top here under 2023 events, it's going to bring you up to a page. All of our rules are listed when you click the item. We've talked about this before. I just want to go over it again. So for the SummerSlam, we'll go into it in a sec here. Code of conduct. So when you click this WCKFT Code of Conduct, it will bring up our rules and code of conduct. Every single angler that is competing in any of our derbies, including the SummerSlam, needs to review this. It goes through, it talks about absolutely all of our requirements for the trail as a whole. The SummerSlam does have other requirements as well. But so make sure you go through, you read this, you understand what you're reading. Goes in, talks about your different conditions and items and the judgment for your photos, your bump boards, all of that kind of stuff. Prior to actually fishing, or I should say submitting a fish. So before you can submit a fish, so even catch it because it is geotagged, you guys need to get page 10 and page 11 completed and sent into the Western Canada Kayak Fishing Trail. You can either send that to our email address, westcankayaktrail@gmail.com, or you can take pictures of those and send it to our Facebook page. But until both of those pages are signed and in our hot little hands, any fish that you submit will not be counted. We must have this in place before you're able to submit any fish.
Yep. And on top of that, also, when we were last year, we had obviously a little bit of a leeway because we had a lot of newcomers to the tournament. So this year we will be giving you a warning, but we won't be giving you the leeway as much. So if there's something that's marginally, we'll give you a warning and potentially not accept that first fish. So you must make sure you read all those rules and make sure when you submit the fish, everything is checked off, like your ID tag, the bump board's fully extended, fish is up the end of the bump board, and you can see the like 90% of the fish, and you're not covering the fish. And that's basically it. It's easier said than done, especially when it comes to the bigger fish. But I'm sure everyone will find a way.
Yeah, absolutely. So SummerSlam, it runs from May the 15th through September 15th, anywhere in Western Canada and the territories. The biggest thing, everybody needs to make sure that your location is turned on your phone when you're using the app. That's how we determine that you're not going into Ontario or down into the States or up into Alaska or anything like that fishing, or out in, that we're making sure that you're fishing where it's stated. So for the SummerSlam, you must register for the SummerSlam through the Fishing Chaos app. Pretty easy. Download Fishing Chaos and then join Western Canada Kayak Fishing Trail as a club, and then you can see our tournaments. So you must register through there. You will be required, everybody's required to have a subscription when you're registering. If you're only fishing the SummerSlam, you can register or get your subscription, which is, I think it's $4.99 US a month or something like that.
Yeah.
Do that registration, and then once you register for the tournament through the app, you could cancel your registration right then. Payment is $50 for the SummerSlam. All of our derbies this year, except for the East Slope Kayak Fishing Classic, is $50. The e-slope is $75. We need you to send payment of that to our Gmail account through an e-transfer, westcankayaktrail@gmail.com. As we've said, all anglers must abide by not only these rules of the SummerSlam, but also your code of conduct. It's open to any age. All of your catches are submitted. Taryn's not on the line. Oh, there's Taryn. He's at his in-laws for dinner, so he just chatted. It's $3.99 US a month, so it works out to about $5 Canadian. So if you're going to be doing multiple tournaments, last year we were paying $5 a tournament. If you're doing multiple tournaments a month, this is actually going to save you money. So again, when you go to our webpage and click SummerSlam right here, that brings you up these rules. I recommend everybody reads these rules, downloads them to your phone. You can also access the rules through the Fishing Chaos app as well. No new species really this year, was there?
No.
Other than I think we just incorporated your crappie bluegill pumpkin seed instead of just saying panfish. We kind of laid that out as well as the whitefish.
Yep, correct.
So this page here, so this is page 3. This lays out what your minimum sizes that you can enter. So for anybody that is fishing in Alberta, do not submit a bull trout from within the Alberta borders. It is a protected species in Alberta. If we see that come through, that is going to be a big penalty for you. So make sure that whatever area you're fishing, that you are legally allowed to angle for those. Basically, the way it works out is there's got to be a catch limit on the fish, or there's some things like your common carp, your grass carp, and your suckers, pike minnow, that there's not an actual limit for it, but they are a recognized game or a recognized fish. So that's why they're included. But everything else, you have to make sure that you're fishing by what your regulations are stating.
And also on that, when we talk about the common and grass carp, it does not include the Prussian carp. If anyone wants to question that, that's obviously they're an invasive species, and if you do happen to catch one, obviously deal with it like Fish and Wildlife suggested, basically killing it, because we have too many of them.
Yeah, absolutely. For anybody that's out there, if you catch Prussian carp, kill them, because they will absolutely decimate a lake. As we said here, that this is the big one. Your GPS must be enabled. Nobody is going to see your locations except for Brodyn, who probably already knows the location, and Taryn. They're the only two guys that can actually see these, and it doesn't give them an actual pinpoint accuracy location. It just shows up on a heat map. So it's a general location on the water body. So, again, pinch tail event. So we're not going by the fork length. So you can pinch the tail or you cannot pinch the tail. If for those smaller fish, if you're trying to get that extra 1/4 of an inch, absolutely do it. But that's up to you. And with that, I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows that that's what we're doing. We do a 1/4 inch system on this. So make sure that when you're submitting it, you're using inches, you're not using centimeters, and you're going by quarters. Belly to belly. For anybody that's kind of new, make sure that the fish's belly is facing you. Your angler tag is on the correct side. So there'll be a oh, here we go. Sorry, dude. I've got to post this.
No, that's fine. I can see that. So if anyone is wondering what that is about, last year when I was catching some rather big pike, I found it easier to measure and take a photo of a fish while we're having one hand holding the fish's head and using my right foot to support it so it would stay straight on the board, and using my right hand to take the photo. So yes, any bodily limbs you can use to make sure that fish is taken care of.
Yeah, absolutely.
We should post that picture. A few people will have a laugh afterwards.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Here's another big one, guys. There are to be no fingers placed in the gills or the mouth of the fish. Any fingers in the gill or the mouth of the fish will disqualify that fish. Now, I'm sure everybody knows that. When you're dealing with a big pike, we understand that you might have your hand under the gill plate right at the front of the jaw. It cannot be near the back of the gill plate where the gill sweeps up towards the back of the fish. If you're going to be holding your fish down, if you need to, your hand has to be in the very front of the jaw at the gill plate. We recommend you don't even do that. There's lots of guys you'll see out there. They'll actually have like a wet towel and they'll lay the fish down and throw like a small little dishcloth type thing over the fish in the middle of the body of the fish. And it seems to calm some of the fish, but keep your fingers away from the mouth, obviously. Keep your fingers out of the eyes, keep your fingers out of the gills. Practice. Take a couple pictures, throw it back in the net. That's the one thing I will suggest to everybody is don't throw your fish into the water and let it go. Wait and see. Look at your pictures, make sure they're clear, make sure your tag's correct. With your angler tag, we're going to be releasing that code the day before, or is it right at the start, or is it the day before, Brodyn? Do you remember?
I believe it's pretty late at night. Like, I
Yeah,
think
so
yeah.
Taryn, if you're on Taryn, you can maybe chime in, but you'll get released a code to write in on that angler tag. If you haven't already got an angler tag, I know I've mailed a ton of them out to the guys. We did send some up to Calgary or down to Calgary and up to Edmonton as well to the Aquabatics stores. So they both have some. But if you don't have a tag, you can let us know. And we can, even if we have to, just send you a PDF or like an image of it that you can print out. Steve Bender, in behind the gills, okay to hold. It's got to be right up at the very front of the jaw. You can't be at the back holding it if your hands are anywhere near the gill at the back. So basically, on a pike, right up underneath the jaw. There you go. Hold on. Let me.
Yeah.
There. That's where you're able to hold. Right up at the front of the jaw. You can see the hands holding up at the front. That's a legal hold that you're allowed to use. Otherwise, you'll end up getting it disqualified.
And the old foot touch, if you can see it. Oh, it's hard to see. Little foot in the back end.
Yeah, using a little bit of feet. Perfect. Thanks for that, Brodyn.
Anytime.
Yeah, and with that, you can see in that one, there's multiple people in that picture. Absolutely, you can have other people help you hold the fish down. The bump board and the fish need to be in your kayak for you taking the picture, and then yeah, you're good. If you've got a bigger fish and you need the help, absolutely get the help. It's good for everybody.
We're all here to help each other. That's the main thing. We want to make sure everyone is handling the fish okay. And if you do require help, everyone, like, I remember my first tournament, I called out for help and I had like 3 or 4 people rush over. So we're a very helping community.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 17 is a big one too, guys. There's no mother shipping while competing. So you can't have somebody rip you out somewhere in a boat and then dump your kayak off. This is, you can get around, but you need to get around yourself. There is motors allowed for the SummerSlam. If you are using a motor on your kayak, we require that you send a picture of your kayak with the motor on it to either our email, westcankayaktrail@gmail.com, or to our Facebook page. Message us a picture of your kayak with the motor attached so that we can ensure that we know what you're using. Bump boards. Brodyn.
Yes.
They're a pain in the butt when they're folding and expanding. And
Yep, that's for sure. So with the bump boards, I know we've talked about it in the past with the expandable ones, like the Fabril. Make sure you and they're like hard to read in some of the pictures too. So make sure you get a permanent marker and mark on every individual line and on the numbers too. And then also, especially with the Fabril ones, do a big line where it's fully expanded. So then when we have the photos of the fish, we can actually clearly see that the board's fully expanded. Obviously, it's just going to make our job as easier, because if we can't see that, we can't necessarily give you those inches on those fish. And you'll be, if we can see clearly that you haven't got it fully expanded, there'll be penalties involved, like inches lost and stuff. On your folding bump boards, we also require you to make sure you've got, I know with some of like the musky bumper, for instance, it's got like a dual hinge. So please ensure that thing is fully expanded, because I know I saw a couple of photos that got an inch or so deducted, that the hinge wasn't fully expanded and they were gaining an inch on their fish. So obviously ensure you've got it straight. I know I talked about it on our last captain's meeting about using a piece of PVC pipe to jam it to ensure it to keep straight. But if you guys have any questions or any need any help for how you want to set up your bump board, please feel free to message me or any of the directors. We will definitely help you out.
okay, Brodyn, here's one for you.
Well, that's kind of like that's a very gray area there, Andy. And I know we've talked about this in the past, because it's technically a boat, just with wings.
I would say if you're getting flown into a lake with a float plane, then yeah, that's not going to count unless you're rich enough to get dropped off and have them pick you up every few hours to move you around to another part on a huge lake.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that for these type of situations, Brodyn is the one that is the grand poobah of the SummerSlam. If you're planning something that you've got questions on, reach out to Brodyn and get that figured out with him as to what will qualify, what won't. Because obviously, a float plane, there obviously would be an exception for that, because you're not going, same as, if you're going on a camping trip. Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah. So obviously it's and if anyone hasn't noticed, Andy likes asking you that same question every year. So it's a gray area, but obviously let us know what you have planned, and we will obviously figure out if it's right or wrong.
Denise just commented on it, and I've got it right here as number 18. Sportsmanlike conduct expected through the events. No private ponds, private community lakes. If you're going on like a guided fishing trip where somebody's taking you out and guiding you to put you on fish, as well as, any water body that's not open to the public is not allowed. And if it's a guided trip where we know it's an actual guided kayak trip, those fish will be disqualified, just for the simple fact that it's removing that element of fairness for everyone.
Yeah. So that also, if people don't know, that includes Lake Summerside, and I know there's a lake down in Calgary. I know public can get into it, but you need a person who has private access to then allow the public access. So those lakes aren't allowed to be fished.
Yeah. As always, you must use barbless hooks, regardless of what your provincial or territorial regulations say. For all of the events that we run barbless hook. If you're doing a river paddle and land to fish from an island, as long as you're sitting in your kayak when you're fishing, you can't paddle down, hop out, fish. We actually did that one year for the trout derby. It got so windy that we were out on Dixon Pond out by Glenifer Lake, and there was about 14 of us with the back ends of our kayaks up on the shore, everybody sitting in their kayak and casting out just to keep fishing. So just make sure you're remaining in your kayak when you're doing that.
Yeah.
Again, we've said it, you know, everybody needs to conform to fishing rules and regulations for where they're at. If we do find anybody that's cheating, they're disqualified from the event, and we also reserve the right to ban them from competing in any future events. If the decision's made to ban them, even if they've paid for the tournament, there will be no refunds. This is a sportsman competition all the way around, so we expect everybody to be sportsmen. PFDs, if there's evidence that you're not wearing your PFD while you're on the water, again, that is a disqualification. If you go to our WordPress page and head over to media, we've got a couple videos here. I've said it in the past. If you've got how-to videos or rigging videos that you'd like to throw up, you can either send us a link to your YouTube page and we'll create a logo and slap it up here, or you can send us the video and we'll put it up. But there's a video right here. Brodyn did a great job on catch photo release. So if you're wondering what to do, how to do it, it's an absolutely great video where he shows taking the picture, putting the fish back in the water. It's absolutely great.
We could probably actually play that now for people who haven't, especially at the start of SummerSlam. Or we could
if I bring Hector out on the water in an event, does he need a PFD? Well, Curtis, is he fishing? That's my question. If he's fishing, yes, he does.
Yes.
Make sure you get a picture of him on the front of your kayak, just in case you decide to use him as your motor. Then you're good there.
Yep. And also with Gordon's, yes. So any in-person tournament, it automatically gets put into the SummerSlam as long as you are in both events.
Yeah, so it'll automatically go. Now, somebody will have to let me know if audio doesn't show up here.
You don't have YouTube Premium? What?
I don't have YouTube Premium. I'm yeah. I don't watch YouTube enough. I should have it, but it's great because it slows the kids down. I need YouTube Premium to go away so I can actually skip trial. There we go. Now I can hit the volume. So people will have to let us know if you can actually hear the audio once it starts here. I'll skip through that there.
No sound.
You can't hear it?
No, I can't hear it.
Oh. Okay, yeah. So for everybody, just head over to that.
I'll share the link I'll use the Western Can and I'll share that link to it so everyone can watch it afterwards if they're interested.
I will put it right in the chat right now for anybody that wants to see it. Taryn says, make sure you select both the tournaments you're fishing in and the tournament you're fishing in and the SummerSlam when you're entering the fish. So there'll be little check boxes that you can click for which derbies you want to enter it into. So make sure you're doing that. Other than that, I'm just trying to think if there's any other points that we needed to hit.
No, there doesn't seem to be.
Catch photo release.
Yes,
we've talked about all that. Obviously it's a catch release. We're looking for a zero mortality rate. So please make sure you see it so many times. People grab a fish and they're slamming it up and down in the water trying to revive it. Please don't do that. When you've got a fish, don't push it forwards and backwards through the water. Just hold it and just kind of let it move side to side. Because when you move that fish forward and backwards, it does nothing for the fish.
Yes.
Brodyn, look at this.
Talking about sponsors, we just got confirmation from a couple, and this is our first one we got told about today. So very much thanks to Mark Carter for organising this from Western Marine, isn't it?
From
Yeah.
Railblazer and Western Marine,
Yeah.
correct?
So thanks to Railblazer and all that, they all obviously, as the picture shows, we've got 4 new sea tugs, and if you actually notice at them, they are the Sea Tug R. So they're the new ones with the
They're the bunk
what the
style.
bars, and so they actually fit in the gunnels of your kayaks and actually hold your kayak a lot better. And not to mention, you can obviously see there's a few fish finder mounts and a bunch of what they call the starport mounts for a lot of their accessories, some rod holders, some flag mounts, like a bunch of stuff. We cannot thank Railblazer enough for that because that's a
Yeah,
massive
that's amazing. Those sea tugs are great. We've got the 4 visibility kits, and then you've got, it looks like 4 of that style rod holder,
Yeah,
8 of that style rod holder with the extension, with the star ports, and then this as well, the HEXX fish finder mount is brand new from them as well. So that'll be really cool for anybody that wins that. It's nice and big and sturdy for your large sonar mounts. So it'll be absolutely great.
yeah, very much so. Oh yeah,
So there's our events. We'll just kind of go through. We'll pop the video back up here in a minute. But so SummerSlam from the 15th of May to the 15th of September. The Alan Zilkowski Memorial Trout on the Fly at Open Creek Dam on the 27th, as well the Sucker Derby there on the 28th. Battle on Buffalo is 2 weeks later. The week after that, Southern Alberta Showdown at Carrollside Reservoir, Berry Creek Reservoir. Then we go to BC and Manitoba. This is the first year that we've ran a tournament out of Alberta or Saskatchewan, and they decided to run them the exact same weekend. So for the folks, they're both Bass Derbies. So for the folks that are in Saskatchewan, don't have to drive all the way to BC for a Bass Derby or vice versa. So it gives everybody a chance to get that. Ruby's Gator Classic up at Phantom Lake. If you've got a chance, go up there, check it out. We do have some stuff coming from Ruby's that we'll be announcing here pretty soon. It's pretty cool. Everybody's seen our big bump boards that they sponsored for us, the WCKFT bump boards. We've got some more stuff coming from them, as well as they've supplied 2 $250 gift certificates for Ruby's have been donated. So we're going to give one away at the Trout Derby and one away at Carrollside, so that when somebody heads up there, hopefully they're attending those tournaments and can take those gift certificates up to use them. Mosier Lake, so right there again at Overland Resort. If you guys are heading up near Creighton, check it out. It's a beautiful place, beautiful lake to be on. And then Carl's third derby. So Carl Ball is running Battle on Buffalo, then the Okanagan Bass Challenge, and then Lesser Slave Lake. Lesser Slave Lake is the only one that's even somewhat close to him because he lives up by north of Grand Prairie. So the Okanagan Bass Challenge at Southern BC, it will be a heck of a drive for him. But Lesser Slave Lake, if you guys haven't fished it, I went last year. Unfortunately, not going to be there this year, but it was an amazing time. So much fun. Head out there and check that out. It's a great walleye tournament. Then you follow that up the next weekend, Lake Diefenbaker. For anybody that didn't see the posts from Denise when her and Caden were out, 30-inch, I believe it was, Brodyn?
yeah, it was exactly 30-inch, and then
30
actually his
walleye.
first walleye on the hook for the season.
Yeah, first walleye out of the water for the season was 30 inches. So August 5th and 6th, again, the East Slope Kayak Fishing Classic. 2 days, a lot of fun. We camp at the Gwendale Hall. You can launch anywhere on Glenifer Reservoir you want. We're doing the meal instead of on the Saturday. We're going to do the meal when everybody comes off the water. Have it ready for you when you get off the water on Sunday. And you'll be able to come in, grab your food while everybody's coming in. And then once we get everybody in and get some food on the table with you, we'll do the awards. And then we wrap it up with the Cold Lake Classic. Lakers. Brodyn's favorite.
Love me Lakers.
Early bird draws. So last night at 12:59 was the deadline for the Trout on the Fly and the Summer Slam. So we are going to, where have I got it here? We'll go right here. So this is Wheel of Names. It's kind of like Wheel of Fortune, but it's Wheel of Names. So I will select for the Trout on the Fly everybody that has paid their registration so far. So for those who have requested to camp and stuff like that but haven't paid yet, sorry, you guys needed to pay your actual registrations by last night. So now we'll hit shuffle. Just one spin, right, Brodyn?
Yeah.
None of this 3 crap. All right. Let's see who our winner is for the gift certificate for Cabela's.
Oh,
Gord Bus.
that
Well,
man is a very lucky man.
Congratulations. You have won a $50 gift certificate from to Cabela's from our friends at Kokatat and Werner Paddles. They actually donated 4 $50 gift certificates for us. So we're very thankful for that.
Yeah. So that
We'll
that gives Gordon his Old Town and a gift voucher, all from door prizes.
Yep. And now we will go to people who have. Well, I'm clicking on the wrong screen here. Hold on. Paid entries for the SummerSlam. Same thing. Again from Kokatat and Werner Paddles. We still have 2 of these from. We still have 2 left that will be for the East Slope and for the Cooley Classic. And those ones, as you can see, June 28th, you have to pay your registration before June 28th to get in on those early bird prizes. So we'll go back here and we'll give the old mighty wheel a spin and see who wins the $50 for the SummerSlam.
Ooh.
Oh, that was so close. Tyrell. So Tyrell is a newcomer to us from Manitoba. So that's great to see. So I will, I'll get hold of both Gordon. I'll get hold of you and Tyrell, and we will get you guys set up with this. Oh,
yes. He if also I forgot to mention that one. So basically, if Gordon would be happy with it, he's also won a live scope. Well, at least a gift voucher to buy himself a live scope, and now he's probably got one of the best setups of kayaks in less than a year.
Oh, is that what this gift certificate was for?
Yeah, it was at the tackle depot. He won it and ended up buying a brand new live scope. So now he's running around in a pedal drive and a live scope unit.
Well,
he's a very lucky man. And as Sheldon says, he wins everything, supposedly.
So what you're saying is we should just sink him?
No. It's well-deserved.
Code of Conduct, we've talked. Freshwater SummerSlam. I'll just quickly go through these here for 1 sec. So coming up at the end of the month, the Trout on the Fly Derby at Open Creek Dam. Absolutely amazing time. It is a charity derby, so it's just prizes. There's no cash payout. We end up giving money back to Renby Fish and Game for a kids fishing derby, as well as we donate money to from this one. We donate money to the Lacombe Fish and Game Association. So for everybody that's kind of been following along, the new what is it? The new all access dock will be full and completely done for the June 3rd Kids Can Fish. So that'll be absolutely great. Oh, Tyrell chimed in. Congrats, Tyrell. That's great to see. I was chatting with I believe it was your grandpa there, getting him. So we'll have to get another armband sent out for him for the trail. But if you don't mind sharing him one of your tags for now, at least he can maybe tape it to his hand or something until we get him something. But yeah, so if you want to register for the memorial out at Open Creek Dam, or the all tackle sucker derby the next day, those ones you do not register through the app for. They're just, you reach out to the trail in a message and send us $50 registration for each event, just because there is no cell service there unless you're on Rogers. So because of that, we don't use the app out there. We're going back old school. We just track it on a spreadsheet. There is still a little bit of camping available, $30 a night camping. If you're on the fence about whether or not you should do it, I highly recommend you come out and camp with us. It's a lot of fun. And the trout on the fly. Oh, that was the wrong one. See, that's still the wrong one here. This one's, let me see if I can find the other one. There we go. I just got to see where this is going to open now. There we go. Every single angler that comes out to the trout on the fly with your paid registration, you are entered in to win a live scope bundle, 9-inch Echo Map UHD live scope bundle provided by GPS Central in Calgary. We cannot thank these folks enough. Story manager asked me if I thought that would be a good prize for there. And I said, well, yeah, that would probably be an absolutely great prize. So even once this is won, you can honestly expect that we're going to be promoting the fact that they gave this out as a door prize, because that is a huge prize that they gave out to us. For anybody that has any sonar questions, concerns, looking for sonar units, reach out to GPS Central. Check them out online, gpscentral.ca. If you're down around the Calgary area, if you've got questions about your GPS, go in and see these guys. They are so knowledgeable. They've got Lowrance, they've got the Humminbird, they've got Garmin. Go in, ask them. They can help you get your shit tuned in. They're absolutely great at what they do. And again, we cannot thank those folks enough. Somebody is walking away with an absolutely amazing prize package from GPS Central at the Trout Derby. So with that, we can kick those off. We can go back to Brodyn with his nasty hair with his sunglasses still in his hair, I believe.
Yep.
Are they sunglasses or safety glasses?
No, just regular glasses. Smith.
Oh, Smith Optics. For anybody that hasn't seen those yet, they're a trail sponsor as well. Last year they gave us some great optics, and yeah, and anybody that's looking for some Smith sunglasses, they're great. I've got a pair of Smith Optics that are they're a tactical safety glass. So for anybody that needs a safety glasses for work, you can order tactical safety glasses from them. They're amazing. The ones I've got are almost like that purplish pink color. They're great in any colored light, and they're ballistic. So they'll take a beating.
No, for sure.
Other than that,
we got one other sponsor announcement that I got confirmation from. I'd like to thank Scott Bullat for getting me into contact with this all. Thanks to Lou's Fishing, the Western Canada Kayak Fishing Trail will be having a Lou's Fishing combo. So be it a spin combo or a bait caster combo to give away at every event. So if you haven't looked into them, they're from America. They're an American company, mostly in the bass, but they're slowly encroaching into Canada right now. And like I said, they have come in a big way and decided to give a combo for every event, including the SummerSlam. So if you're running low on rods, you might have a chance of going home with a new combo. And this is one of them here. This one is not up for grabs. This is my baby. But
it'll be up for grabs when Brodyn goes to sleep.
Good luck getting into the house.
You'll have it with you fishing.
Yeah, well, yeah, fair enough. But no, I'd like to thank them once again, and thank Steve Hogue, who's the rep for that too, because that's a phenomenal sponsorship. That's it's given us the opportunity to give back even more back to you, your anglers who have helped us grow in such a big way.
Yeah, absolutely. And same as Dakota Lithium. Dakota Lithium has stepped up again. Amazing what they've done for us yet again. There's a reason why Dakota Lithium is the official battery supplier for the Western Canada Kayak Fishing Trail. Every event is going to have Dakota Lithium batteries at it for prizes.
Correct.
Along with that, we got really lucky this year as well and reached out to some longtime friends. And between Western Canoe and Kayak and Blackwater Paddles,
Ooh.
every single derby is giving away a Blackwater Hayward paddle. So every single derby you're at will have a paddle, a rod, and Dakota Lithium batteries. So
and when we
if
say
you're
that,
on the fence, and cash prizes, except for the East Slope and the Memorial, which are donations. But
not to mention it's 123 amp hour and a 10 amp hour battery box, isn't it not?
I believe so. Denise will have to confirm. I believe that's what we have, as well as our SummerSlam champion will be getting a 100 amp hour Dakota Lithium battery, as well as our adult angler of the year. So we're so Denise just confirmed. So it's a 23 amp hour battery from Dakota Lithium and the Power Box 10, which is 10 or 100, whatever they call it. So it's a 10 amp hour battery inside of a box. So we cannot thank all of our sponsors enough. As I mentioned before, our website that we have, if please go onto our website, and there is a sponsor tab there too that you can go to. When you look at those sponsors, you can see who has donated what to us. As far as like everybody is in there. So we've got our 10-year plus sponsors. We've got our diamond sponsor of Dakota Lithium, our platinum sponsors. These are guys that have donated a ton of money to get prizes into your guys' hands. Gold, silver, so bronze. We've got all the different levels. If you click on the logo that you see on the website, it'll take you to their webpage. Please, we encourage you guys, if you're looking for something, go on to their web pages and order the stuff from them. Find out who deals with their stuff if you can't order from them direct, and support these companies that are really making these tournaments and this trail exactly what it has become.
Yep, that's thought so.
Yeah, so it's absolutely crazy what some of the directors have I think decided that they want to just keep one-upping each other, and then other ones are just like, I'm just going to quietly keep sneaking in all of these great deals instead of, oh, look at this one big guy I got. So there's a ton of stuff from everybody this year, so it's amazing to see.
You don't need 200 amp hours, Gordon. I don't know why you'd need 200 amp hours.
Well, the other one's a year old. He's got to sell it. I mean,
I don't know where you need 200 amp hours of lithium power, though.
Maybe if you're putting a motor on a NAR, it's heavy enough, you might need that.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, everybody, if you have any questions regarding the SummerSlam, the rules, reach out to Brodyn. As I said, everybody, you need to get that code of conduct signed and submitted before you submit a fish. Any fish that are submitted, and we'll know the time that it was caught. So you can't even catch a fish and take that photo of it without those being submitted. So we'll be able to see on those, and we'll be checking. And anybody that's submitted a fish that we don't have a code of conduct for the geotag time and date of when it was caught, those fish will be disqualified. So please make sure, go on, download it, sign it. It's a PDF. You can go on, if you've got your phone, open it on your phone, fill it all out with your finger on your phone, take screenshots, send it to us in Facebook Messenger, whatever you got to do. Just get us those before you get out in the water and have fun. We are Monday. So Monday is the opening of the SummerSlam. And then you got the long weekend. And then we're going to the Trout and Sucker Derby. So it is go time here in Western Canada for kayak fishing. I can't wait to see everybody in person at the events. Can't wait to see what you're throwing in. And yeah, Brodyn, anything else for the folks?
No, nothing else. Like, good luck to everyone. Obviously, do safe practices on the water. Don't be idiots. And obviously, because you're representing our trail, we have to obviously be polite and courteous to everyone on the water.
Absolutely. And yeah, like I said before, if you're going to come to the Trout Derby and you're looking to camp and haven't already booked, get hold of me right away, because we're probably 1 or 2 units, whether it's a tent or a trailer, away from nobody being in the loop and you're starting to camp up the hill. So if you haven't messaged, paid, and booked, please get your payments submitted for the derbies that you're fishing for the end of May, as well as the SummerSlam. And if you're camping at the Trout Derby, get hold of me so we can get that arranged and get you camping. For people that are going to want worms for the Sucker Derby, we will have worm supplier available on site. So you'll be able to purchase worms right there. We'll talk about it as we get closer, but everybody, if you know you're going to want worms, please reach out to us and let us know so that we can start listing it out as to how many worms we actually need. So go by how many dozen you want. And then that allows us to figure out exactly how many worms we're going to need to have pre-ordered for everybody for the Sucker Derby. So until we see each other on the water in the next week and a half, 2 weeks, or until we see you at the Trout and Sucker Derby, tight lines, play safe, and go catch the big one.
Yeah. Good luck, everyone.
Good luck. And we done.
We done. Yeah.